Good afternoon. If you had people over to your house and you were wanting them to not go into certain rooms just because they were bedrooms and they had no reason to be in there, or maybe it was an office that you didn't want them to see a little bit of the mess that was in there, what would you do? Pretty easily, you would just close the door. And if guests come over and they see a door that's closed, then they know that's probably not a place that I'm supposed to be going. I stay out of those rooms where the door is closed unless somebody tells me it's okay, you can go into that room, you can open the door and go in. But with a door closed in a house that I don't know and I'm a guest in, I'm going to stay out of that room because I don't want to go in a place where I'm not supposed to be. God had such a place for His Old Testament people. Inside the temple, there were spaces that the people could be in and they could worship in, and then there were ever smaller spaces that the people were not allowed to be in. There was a place that was the most holy place of the entire temple. That's where God said He was going to dwell. And so that His people would not think that this was some kind of casual relationship that He had with them, God had them design and put up a thick curtain that would separate them from that most holy place where God was dwelling. This is the description in Exodus chapter 26, verse 31. You shall make a special veil of blue, purple, and scarlet material, and of fine woven linen, decorated with cherubim. It shall be made as the work of a skillful craftsman. That veil was the curtain that was meant to separate God from His people. That they could not just walk in and look at God, interacting with Him like they would with their friends or their relatives. This was a special relationship, and God wanted them to know that that veil separated them for a reason, that they were not going to just be able to come in anytime they wanted. And then, fast forward centuries to when Jesus showed up. Fast forward to the time that Jesus is hanging on the cross and He's paying for the sins of the entire world. What happens then is that veil that was hanging in the temple split in two from top to bottom. And now people had this view into a place they never had a view into before, symbolically showing that because of what Jesus had done, the separation between God and people was no longer in place. That Jesus was welcoming people to come into a place that they had not been able to be in before, to come to God, to be close with God. It was through Jesus that was happening, and that's the way it is for you too. There is no veil that separates you from God. You have access to Him, not because you can just walk in anytime you want, not because you have the ability to do that, but because Jesus opens the door for you. Jesus gives you that ability to be close with God because of what Jesus has done. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.